Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bad Guitarist Podcast. This is episode number 43. My name is Andrew.
And my name is Kat.
And I think we're probably going to have a shorter episode for you this week.
Okay.
Not a whole lot going
fine.
on. Yeah. I mean, if there was a lot going on, I couldn't find it. There's other news going on this week that's a little bit more important than that. So,
I guess so.
yeah. Let's start it off. Cosmodio Instruments. They put out a new pedal this week.
Okay. Who are those?
We've covered them before. They only have
we?
3 pedals. But this is their 3rd pedal.
Mm-hmm.
They have the Pet Yeti.
Okay.
They have the Gravity Well, and their new one is the Glitch Witch. But they also do a mod for the Not a Dumble pedal from JHS. They were one of the first people to cover that. When a lot of people, when that pedal came out, they were like, "Oh, why is there not a second foot switch? Like, why can't you switch between the 2 channels?" So they gave that as a mod option. You can send yours to them, and it's about $90, and they'll put the 2 foot switches and a toggle switch to go between which one. Yeah.
So you, like, if you bought the Not a Dumble, you can send your pedal to them.
Yeah.
So they can modify it.
Yeah.
Does Josh Cod knows about that?
It's not illegal.
It is not illegal?
No, you probably don't know this, but JHS, that's how they started out, was as a mod company for the most part.
Oh.
Up until, I don't know, a few years back, maybe 5-6 years ago, they were still offering mods. Like, I actually just saw it today.
Really?
I just saw it today. Somebody posted in the JHS group on Facebook that they got a used JHS pedal. And in the box, there was like like some companies put the little catalog of like all the stuff that they make and sell.
Okay.
And it had all their pedals that they made at the time on one side, and then you flip it over and had all the mods that they offered.
I didn't know.
Yeah, so yeah, JHS used to do mods. No, it's not illegal to mod somebody's pedals and resell them.
Oh.
But in this particular case, you send yours to them, and they mod it. So they add a second foot switch, and then there's an order switch, so you can actually have both on at the same time, I believe, and then go between which one is in front of the other.
Okay.
But
what about the glitch?
We're talking about the Glitch Witch. So the Glitch Witch is an auto-modulated logic fuzz. I don't know if I said that right. The Glitch Witch auto-modulated logic fuzz is your retro-futurist companion for exploring the sonically aberrant boundaries between order and chaos, pitch and rhythm.
Okay.
So it is a CMOS fuzz. Let's see. You get unconventional circuit with achieve massive modern full spectrum gated fuzz. Yet can also harken back to the roar, grind, and grit of an underbiased Mark II tone bender. The real frenzy issue ensues when the frequency dividers are integrated in the fuzz engine, producing a matrix of musical possibilities, including suboctave, bit crush, harmonic glitch, and ring modulated. It's like a crazy synth fuzz kind of thing. There's a few demos out there. Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum did his, and it's just like a crazy synthesizer sounding fuzz.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I just noticed on the pictures when it lights up. It looks really cool.
Yeah, the eyes light up.
And they are different colors. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
So the features, it's 100% analog signal path, true bypass, relay-based smart switching with intuitive latching and momentary switching capabilities. Gate controls the fuzz pre-gain. High and low controls for dual band EQ.
Okay.
You can achieve scoops, mid bumps, searing highs, booming lows, and everything in between. Level is your output volume. Clean is the output volume of the parallel clean path. Divide activates alternative voice, in which frequency dividers are integrated into the fuzz. Voice selects the 3 styles of divider effects, including amplitude modulation / ring mod, and crude frequency modulation and pitch track instability. Divisor and depth set the rate of frequency division and the depth of modulation. Stunning faceplate artwork by Gold Suit. I don't know who Gold Suit is.
I have no idea.
Housed in a standard 1590 BB enclosure measuring 3.7 inches by 4.7 inches. Top-mounted input-output and power jacks for pedalboard friendly format. Yeah. Handmade in Massachusetts, USA.
And is it $279?
$279.
Okay.
So that seems like a cool one.
It looks really cool.
Maybe not like the most practical effect, but it looks like it's it's fun.
And if it's something that you want to go for, might as well.
I think everyone should have at least one crazy pedal.
Do you have one right now?
A couple. I mean, I got the Fuzz Machina 2. I've got, there's something that bothers me that I said on an episode like a month ago. We're talking about big muffs and how I always have like some kind of big muff. And I was like, oh, I don't really have one right now. All I have is the Boss Power Driver. No, I actually do have a big muff.
Which one is it?
The one that was modified by Josh Scott. That I did a whole video on that last year? Towards the end of last year?
So.
When he modified it live on a live stream, and I won the giveaway for that.
And that's a mod?
Yeah, it's a modded big muff.
Hmm.
He put silicon and germanium transistors in it, or diodes, not transistors. So he modified the clipping options for the diodes, and then I don't remember what else he did in that thing. It sounds crazy. I haven't plugged it in a long time, but yeah.
Then you do have one.
I do have one.
Okay.
Soundlad Liverpool put out their version 2 of the Hungry Beaver.
How is this one different from the version 1?
That I don't know, because I don't know if they've updated their website yet. So let me go to their Instagram where the listing thing is, or where they posted it. All right. So introducing the Hungry Beaver V2 with master volume control and back to 99 euros. Okay, so this one does have the master volume control, so this must be the version 2. We'll be changing out these knobs, the knobs that I'm going to show here on the screen, to Earthquaker style knobs once we run out of the OG ones. Okay. Seems an odd one, doesn't it? Oh, seems like an odd one, doesn't it? Now with master volume control, as if that hasn't been a thing since the 70s, but here we are. We initially designed the Hungry Beaver as a filthy boost to slam the front of a valve amp. You get that power stage compression at bedroom-friendly volumes. The problem that emerges in designing a distortion pedal is that it goes from 10 to 40, caused some issues when it wasn't just slammed in the front of a valve amp. So some digital gear whites out when the Beaver hits it, literally just stops working. Running this into a clean channel will take your head off, even with the pedal at volume 0. Worse, running it into your favorite Fender twin amp model, setting the volume to 12 and popping your headphones on. So essentially, it seems like the previous version was too loud. So they just added a master volume. Okay. So it'll be coming towards the end of June 2025. And 99 euros, which is insane, because it's like, what, 115 bucks around there? So your controls are gravy and meat, mids, tone, starve, and volume. Okay. What are gravy and meat? What do gravy and meat do? Okay. Meat/gravy. Separately voiced stacked gain controls. Roughly speaking, the Hungry Beaver's meat is thick and chunky like modern New York City style big muff sounds, whereas the gravy is less so, with more mids like a classic 70s Purple Ram's head sound. Starve is the part of the circuit voltage that you're reducing.
Okay.
To get like a gated synth sound. Octave, splatty nonsense. Mids and tone, that doesn't really need to be explained. And then that master volume. Pretty cool.
Okay.
That's insanely affordable too.
It is really cheap.
Yeah. Couple more pedals here.
Okay.
This one's dumb. I'm just gonna say this one. I think this one is dumb.
Why?
MXR is releasing a pedal called the Jail Guitar Doors.
Jail Guitar
Doors.
What's that about?
I don't know. It's a Tom Morello signature pedal, I believe.
Okay.
So it says here, Reverb, the online marketplace, announced the new limited edition MXR Jail Guitar Doors drive pedal from Dunlap/MXR, available exclusively on Reverb. Few musical acts did more to put their fame and fortune to good use more than punk rock icon Wayne Kramer. Known for his enduring commitment to activism, especially in justice reform, his life story embodies a defiant DIY. Okay, I thought this was a Tom Morello pedal, but he's just the guy in the video.
Oh.
His life story involves the defiant DIY ethos of punk, directly inspiring generations of bands and musicians who followed. Now, fans and fellow musicians alike can attempt to emulate Kramer's incendiary sound with a new limited edition pedal. Designed before his death in February 2024, Wayne Kramer, together with friend Jim Dunlop and Daredevil Pedals owner Johnny Water. The pedal features artwork from artist activist Shepard Fairey. Oh, that might be actually kind of cool. Okay.
I was saying it was dumb.
Because I thought it was dumb just because it was the name of the pedal was jail guitar doors. But like, let's look into this because art by Shepard Fairey from Obey.
Oh my
A
gosh.
majority of profits from the sale of the pedal goes directly to his charity supporting rehabilitation of incarcerated people of all ages and genders. In honor of his close friend Tom Morello, the innovative guitar demoed the pedal. See, I thought it was just a new Tom Morello signature pedal, but now this seems like a pretty cool thing.
You just say it was dumb.
What they've tried to bake into the MXR jail guitar doors drive distortion pedal is not just Wayne's sound, but Wayne's attitude and the grit and rawness of Detroit and the MC5 sound. See, now I didn't know. I've never known what kind of gear he used other than his, like, they don't even show any pictures of. He had like an American flag Stratocaster.
Okay.
That's the only piece of gear I know him from. Know him using. I don't know what else he used.
But
I
it's
just
such
assumed
a really cool concept.
I just assumed that he used like a regular, old school tube amp, just cranked up all the way, which is probably the sound that he actually used. But,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds like a really cool concept.
How much is it?
That I don't know.
$199 available here. It's probably already sold out.
No.
Oh, but the cooler looking color is sold out.
Oh.
They had two options. Huh.
I love how you say something and then you have to eat your words.
Well, no, I think that I'm going to stand by that. I think the name Jail Guitar Doors is a stupid name. It doesn't make...
But it makes sense once you know it's for...
Yeah. Okay, this one doesn't look too bad. It's got him on it. It's got Wayne Kramer on it. But the other design they were showing on that other page looked cooler. It looked cooler to me. I don't know.
Okay.
It's $200. How many of these does it say they have in stock? Doesn't.
It doesn't.
Huh.
No.
So it's limited edition, so I wonder if they're just going to make as many as they sell until it's no longer available.
It can be.
Huh. I know. It's got one big knob. It just says drive. It's all pedals this week.
Okay.
Yeah,
Last week was all guitars, wasn't it?
It was like all acoustic guitars. Black Arts Toneworks. They are putting out a new pedal called the Bat.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if it's the Bat is in just, like if it's a take on a rat or if it's because the initials of the company are BAT. I haven't seen a whole lot about this. First flight sale. So they're putting this on sale Friday 6/6 to Monday 6/9. So this is currently on sale until Monday. So as of the time of this episode coming out, you have 1 day to buy this on sale price.
You still have time.
So special introductory price is going to be $159. Regular price will be
After
$199.
Monday.
All right, so Bat. A high-flying lion or a rodent from the gutter. The newest offering from Dirt Disease from Black Arts dedicates enough to act, boost, or drive.
Aww.
Sorry, the page is like laid out kind of funny. Dedicate enough to act as a booster drive. Is this a typo on the page? Is that why I'm having trouble reading?
Delicate enough to act as a booster drive while responding to guitar controls.
Yeah, okay. Heavy enough to be a standalone distortion. So much gain it can collapse under its own weight or roar like a cutting beast. So many EQ texture possibilities can be an always-on device. Sorry, it's laid out like a poem.
It is. It is.
So it features 3 input voicings with all different bass response. Pre-gain to drive the Baxendale style tone control, LED or silicon clipping, high cut before the second gain stage, high drive for the top end detail and drive, low drive for the low end drive.
Oh my goodness.
Gain and volume controls, and of course 9-volt. Let's take another look at this thing. It looks like a huge enclosure.
It looks kind of big, yeah.
So you got 2, 4, 6, 7 knobs, 3 switches. I'll have to check out and see what that sounds like later on. But that's a great introductory price, $159.
$159. That's not bad though.
Yeah, you get a lot of features there.
Until Monday.
Yeah. I haven't heard much from Black Arts Toneworks in a while. I haven't seen much of their pedals in a long time. Because before let's see if I can find it. Their website looks cool. This looks completely different than the last time I saw their website. The Pharaoh. Back in let's say 2010, 11, every single board that I saw online when I first started getting like really into pedals and stuff.
Had the Pharaoh on it.
Everybody had the Pharaoh. And now it seems like the hype on it's kind of died out because there's just so many more options on the market, and people always want like the next newest greatest thing. But like, yeah, the Pharaoh was like everywhere for the longest time. All the pedal board groups online and stuff, and like the forums, everyone had it on their board.
And you know what I was just thinking?
What's that?
Do you remember that hype that you were building around a new release this week? And I was just sitting right next to you. It was alive. And it was like the same pedals, but in different colors. Who was it?
Oh, I forgot to write that one down.
Who
Let's
was
go to
it?
that one. It's Keeley.
That's Keeley? I
Yeah.
was thinking about it. Because the new colors are really nice too, though. But I couldn't remember. I remember you sitting next to me. Because that's how most of the conversations happen. You're looking at a live and you're talking to me about pedals.
You know, it's probably already sold out.
You think?
Possibly.
Like, I know you kind of showed me and like give a glance at it because I was working.
I think they were only doing like 15 of each.
Really?
5 in stock. Okay, so this is the Signalis series. I waited to see what this was going to be the other day because I was like, oh, they got a new series, like a whole series, but it's just. I'm not to, you know, I'm not talking crap about it by saying it's just, but no, all it is special edition versions of their 4-in-1 series.
That's nice, though.
But each one is the color of the classic pedals that they are circuits based on. I cannot talk at all today. So like the Noble Screamer, that's the one that has like the tube screamer in the Noble's overdrive.
Okay.
They made that one green. The Blues Disorder, they made that one blue. Super Rodent, which mixes an SD1 and a Rat, they made that one yellow because you know the Rat is just a black pedal. The Mark III Driver is like the Andy Timmons pedal, so they made that one red. Because all the Andy Timmons signature stuff is red.
Oh, nice.
And then the Angry Orange, which is a DS1, and I can't remember what the other pedal is in that one.
But that one is orange.
They made that one orange. Anyway,
that one is orange.
So I think they only did like 15 of each. I could be wrong. 20 of each or something. But they still have some in stock.
Wait.
I could be wrong. They might have done more than that.
Check that out.
But real quick, okay, so the Angry Orange. Oh, I thought it was gonna say what the two were in there. Each pedal includes 2 independent driving control. No, that's not what I'm looking for.
You're looking for the number of pedals.
It's just their custom shop. So, you know, it's short run. They'll probably do another run later on or something. But anyway, Signalis series. As of right now, as of us recording this, the Noble Screamer, there are 5 left in stock. Blues Disorder, there are 8 left in stock. Super Rodent, 7. Angry Orange, 6. Mark III Driver, 5. So they got a few left.
They all had. Would you say that will make a pedal board?
I mean, you could, but they're all drive pedals only.
But would you say like someone who wants to go for that style can just buy the whole?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I will see
board
next week or whatever. I will see whenever these ship out. I will see in the Keeley group on Facebook. Somebody will have a board with all of them.
It looks almost like a box of crayons. I kind of like
does,
it.
Yeah, I like that they're color coded.
All of them together. Imagine that you make a pedal board that looks like the box of crayons, and you put all of these there. That would look really cool.
Yeah,
that would look really cool.
Now, personally, I like the original versions of these pedals better. I understand what could be appealing about this, and they don't look bad to me. It's just, if I personally was going to buy anything from this series,
you would buy the original version?
I'd probably just buy the original.
Show me the original version. How do they look?
It's black, and then the knobs are the color of the pedal that they are associated with.
Oh.
You know, like yellow, red, orange. But instead, you know, you could tell they flop. They switch the colors for these custom ones. Just like they have this. They have the Plasmatic series.
Okay.
They have like all the... I don't know what the name of this series is really. Like the larger format pedals that they've been making lately.
Okay.
like the Octaside, the
Oh
Halo,
man, that
Core, Zoma,
how do you say
Rotary.
Rotary?
Yeah.
That one, well, all of them look almost similar, but
Yeah,
I
they're all
love
same
the two knobs with the big knob right there.
Well, all three of these have the.
Yeah, I know. That looks really cool.
So I really like the Zoma. I think that's a really cool pedal. But I would
Okay.
probably go for either the plain silver,
Hmm.
or if they still make it, the custom shop black. I really like that one.
Oh,
Why they have 3 of those in stock? How about that?
how about that?
No, I really like the way the blue text pops off the black enclosure like that. I like that.
Okay.
I like that.
They always have really cool pedals, so.
Yeah. And I think we might just have one more pedal. No, 2 more that I found this week.
Okay.
One of these isn't even out yet. Actually, I don't know if either of these are out yet.
What is it?
So Wonder Effects, celebrating 5 years of Wonder. The Wonder Drive returns Thursday, June 12th at noon. Get your hands on the Gold Anniversary Edition and be a part of Wonder's legacy of loudness. Not based on any other existing dirt circuits, the Wonder Drive has notes of mid-range, power pop, crackle, fuzz, and old burning tubes, like the left side of our Wonderwall pedal. This is one of the expanded versions of the 2-knobbed original Wonder Drive that started it all in 2020. Oh, this photo was taken on the kitchen table where the first Wonder pedals were made.
Oh,
so I don't know the pricing on this
cool.
yet, but it comes out at noon on Thursday, and it's just a cool looking pedal.
It looks really nice.
I remember back when seeing like the original 2-knob versions of the Wonder Drive. So it's cool to see a special edition version, and the gold looks nice. So that's one that he announced.
Do you notice you didn't have the Keeley ones? Because you often think that I don't put attention to you, but
Yeah.
I knew this week.
Yeah, I
Keeley
would have
had
forgot to even
something
mention
out.
those ones because I thought there was something I was missing, but and I'm sure there's like 2 or 3 others I'm missing.
Aren't you proud of me that I knew Keeley had something out?
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
So proud.
Thank you. I needed that.
If Robert Keeley watches this one, I'm sure he'll say in the comments he's proud of you too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
What else do you have?
So LPD pedals.
Okay.
We talked about this.
LPD. Remind me.
The Mesa.
Oh, Mesa.
Yeah.
Mesa. Okay.
LPD pedals.
I was thinking of just the effects.
No, we can talk about that too. So LPD pedals.
Okay.
I think we talked about this one when he posted a picture in his Instagram story and said like, "Oh, I'm prototyping."
Okay.
So he just announced 7 years ago we released a series of 1-knob mini boost pedals. Since their retirement, there have been many requests for the most popular 3 to return. Thus, the OKB X3 has the Saguaro, which is a Klon style clean boost, the Choya, which is a Class A amp on the verge of style boost, I'm reading that wrong, and the Palo Verde, which is a fuzz. So clean boost, dirty boost, fuzz, all in one enclosure. Let's see what else here. We've added a level control and 2-band active EQ plus soft switch to bypass the last state memory. With the last state memory. I cannot talk. I'm having a hard time today. It's been a long one.
Oh my gosh.
We're thinking about doing a super limited run of 25 units. Let your voice be heard and vote on the story. So then, over on his Instagram story, I guess the votes came in that, people voted ultimately like he should do the run. So I don't know if he has posted anything else about this or if he's actually doing it yet. I don't see
25, that's a small batch though.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's going to sell quick because, 2 clean boosts and a fuzz in one enclosure. That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
Or not 2 clean boosts, sorry. Clean boost, dirty boost, fuzz. And everything he puts out is really high quality. And I mentioned that before. The Mythos Herculean Deluxe that I recently got. I opened up the back because you got to adjust the internal trim pot, and there's different clipping options you can select with like dip switches. And it says in the inside, like, designed by Zach Royals with support from Lawrence Petros. So he had a hand in that pedal. That's really cool. So I guess, I don't know when this is coming out or anything, but that's something to look out for.
Yeah.
All right, so I had to just go and get it real quick, but pulled it off my board. So this past week, since you mentioned Yesterday Effects.
Yeah. I always keep them in mind. I like the local guys.
Yeah. So Yesterday Effects, Isaiah over there, he sent us a pedal to check out, and I did a demo on it. And this was actually our first ever sponsored video for the channel.
How cool
so that was really
is
cool. We
that?
really appreciate it. I liked the pedal so much it went right on my board. He remembered that we had talked about it on the show a while back, and we mentioned one of his newer releases. So it was really cool. He remembered us, and he happened to have one that was like a B stock that came in for repair, and he didn't want to like resell it or anything. So he offered it, and I would gladly, put together some demos and some shorts and stuff for it, and really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it really makes me want to, make sure I check out some of his pedals in the future. This was the one I was the most excited about, though, the pitch bender.
I really love the knobs on these.
I know.
I really, really do love the knobs on this pedal.
Yeah, they're like
and
mini...
I like that Yesterday Effects, like the brand is like on the back of the pedal.
I don't know if that's
really
going to show
cool.
up on the camera. I noticed it blurred when I did that the other day on the demo.
Well, but it has the name here on the back of the pedal. And the knobs are really
That's
nice.
the thing I covered in the video, too, is I said, like, to have like a really good looking pedal,
it is.
It doesn't have to have fancy artwork. It can just have like the basic aesthetic. Like there's nothing labeled on this thing. And I know like the lighting in here right now isn't going to show how good this looks. But like all of his pedals have like this cool pastel kind of colorways.
Remember
to
when
them.
we were looking at the website, we even thought that there was like it was not a picture of the pedal.
Well, no, I mean I knew they were pictures of the pedals.
Yeah,
but, like,
but it doesn't
they look so
like
good.
It
They photograph so well that they almost look like they're AI generated. How good they look and how clean they look. But also it's like it looks like some kind of vintage retro thing. But it's like nostalgia for something that like you've never seen before. Like, what would this look like? Like, I don't even know. Like a 1950s kitchen, or like I don't know what to relate it to in my mind.
And
but it looks old school in some way.
I particularly criticize a lot of pedal brands that don't have designs.
Yeah.
Or that the design is just like one tiny thing on the pedal.
Yeah.
But somehow with Yesterday Effects, I don't mind that it doesn't have like a big design on it.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the concept. I kind of like that though.
Yeah. And all his pedals are like that. They're all plain enclosures with like the same style knobs. And like I said, like that cool like pastel coloring.
It's really
all
nice.
Different colors. The website looks really nice. Which was actually one of the comments we got on the video for the pedal. Was somebody was like, "Whoa, their website looks really beautiful," and I'm like, "Yeah,
it is really
beautiful." It does. So we're always glad to support the local pedal guys here.
Yeah.
And I was looking at his website, and there's like other stuff that like down the road when I'm able to afford to do some more demos and stuff, I will definitely be looking to buy some of his stuff. So
okay.
Obviously, right now, no.
Well, you just spent. You had a budget.
I had a budget, and I spent the whole budget. We covered that in the last week's episode.
I know.
Speaking of which, because I did get the Herculean Deluxe from Mythos Pedals, that'll probably be the next video I dive into, which I'm excited about because almost, I would say like 99% of the demos out there, it's just people playing like blues riffs.
And yours is gonna be a little bit different.
Roots rock stuff, and it's like I do mess around when I'm just jamming by myself or whatever with that kind of music, but that's not the kind of music I write and record. So I want to demonstrate that kind of pedal where it has like a blues breaker on one side and a Zen drive style pedal on the other side, and demonstrate how you could definitely use that for anything else. Like I want there to be a demo out there of somebody playing that pedal in a different genre than all the demos. And I understand why those demos exist the way they do, because that's kind of like the target audience for like a blues, or not, I just said blues driver, a blues breaker. It's something like the Zen Drive, it's like a super modified tube screamer that's supposed to sound like a Dumble. And usually you wouldn't associate like a Dumble with like punk rock or something, but it's working out for me. So
okay.
So we'll do that. I'll do that this week probably. If not next week. And then the big news this week. I didn't really want to go super in depth on this, but everyone's talking about it, so we might as well.
Okay.
What is it, I think this is the big news in the pedal world was that
Bill
Finnegan of Klon LLC is suing the parent company of Behringer.
Why?
You remember we covered that a while back. That was actually one of our highest performing episodes, at least in the video version. When Behringer put out their Centaur pedal.
I remember that.
And a lot of people
actually do.
were like, what the hell? Like, what is this? Like, this is a Behringer Centaur, and they're calling it the Centaur. And
Why?
it looks like the Klon Centaur. It's got the guy on it. It's got it says Centaur.
Why?
Why what?
Why would you clone something and put it the exact same way?
I don't know, but like there's a lot of super misleading stuff that Behringer did around this time because like in their initial release video, they showed a picture of Bill's face and they're talking about it. And they almost hint around the idea of like, oh, he was in on this. Like he gave us his blessing on it. And it's like he totally didn't. And they probably even considered like they probably thought he was just done building the Centaur and that they could just jump on that. Because he does only build like anywhere between like 3 and 6 of them a year.
Okay.
And he only puts those on eBay from his eBay store. And he puts them up as auctions. And, you know, he lets them sell for whatever they sell for. Which could be, you know, $6,000, could be $8,000, you know, whatever. And usually he posts them saying like, you know, it's to help out a friend that needs like some medical bills or something or whatever. So he's very upset that Klon has done this. I don't know how this is going to work out.
We had the discussion before, you know, that in the pedal war, there's clone over clone of everything going on. But they usually do have something different, either the design or
a different name.
Yeah.
Different.
But this one is like the same thing.
Because here's the thing, is you can copy circuits. It is totally legal to copy any pedal circuit and put it in a pedal that you name whatever and call it your own. It is totally legal to do that. You can't copyright trademark the circuits themselves. Which is why Bill always put goop over the circuit boards, because he never wanted anybody to ever be able to copy. And obviously in the 2010s, it blew up. Like the clone, somebody put the schematic on the internet and it blew up and it's everywhere. So he's always been really upset about that. But this is the first time somebody's directly called it the Centaur.
With the little guy.
Yeah. So he stopped making the Centaur regularly, like consistently. And he did several batches of the KTR, and every once in a while he'd drop those, and the KTR looks different. But it's like the newest version of, you know, essentially the Centaur. So he does still sell that one from time to time. And I honestly think he only continues to make the Centaur a couple times a year is to keep the rights to the name and the image and everything. So even Philip McKnight in his podcast episode this week, he was talking about where you cross the line is when you're doing a direct counterfeit. Yeah. You know, there's a difference between a clone and a counterfeit. Clones can be the same circuit, but you're calling it something else. You've done some mod to the circuit and stuff, but then you cross the line into counterfeiting it, and this is kind of in that territory of counterfeiting, which is funny because like Warm Audio and Chariotone are two companies that have the same enclosure. They use the same size enclosure, the same knobs, but they call them something different. Like there's I think the the Chariotone, I think theirs is called the Centavo, or maybe the Warm Audio Centavo. I don't know. I don't care about clones. Anyway, and that's the thing too. It's become the generic term is calling them clones. Nobody calls them the Centaur, which is the actual name of the pedal. Klon is the name of the brand. Yeah. But everyone calls them clones. So I don't know. This lawsuit is interesting, and you know, he put out the statement that was like, here's a quick heads up on Friday 5:30. Ooh, I just clicked on something. On Friday 5:30, 2025, IP attorneys and I have engaged in a federal lawsuit against the well-known pedal manufacturer that is currently making a mass manufacturing a pedal that we believe blatantly infringes upon specific intellectual property owned by my Klon LLC company. For the record, I've never been consulted anyway about this pedal. It has never been authorized by me, I have never had any involvement whatsoever in its design, production, or marketing. You may have questions about this pedal, so I encourage you to read the filed complaint, which you can access via a hyperlink that has now been added to the bio. Oh, see, I wish I had seen this whole description earlier, because I searched the internet to try to find the link, and I eventually found it.
Okay.
Please note that I do not plan to comment on this publicly while litigation is pending. If you're interested in buying an authentic Centaur pedal, please keep an eye out for the eBay auctions, blah, 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 Klon Direct sales. Anyway, thanks, people, for the support and everything. And if you want to buy one, that's where you buy it. It's directly from him. People commenting, some people are saying, I don't think you're going to win this one. You're just upset because there exist alternatives. Anyway, there's mixed opinions on this. People think, you know, he's going to win. Some people think he's going to lose. I don't know how this is going to work, because I think I saw something that, like, the Behringer parent company Music Tribe, their corporate headquarters is based out of, like, Saudi Arabia or Dubai or something. So there's like mixed ideas about how that's even going to work internationally. They might just disregard it and ignore it and feel no consequence from it, which is probably why they're even doing this. But then there's the whole thing with the ethics of, like, Behringer's been ripping off pedals and other designs, synthesizers, rack units for decades. I think they're one of the original, like, mass-produced clone companies. So there's been, you know, in their manufacturing processes and stuff, there's been a lot of discussion about the ethics of Behringer versus some other companies that do clones and stuff. But in this complaint, they mention a lot of people. Like, they mentioned 60 Cycle Hum. Really? Yeah, and they quote them in a discussion they had about it. I was looking, I did not expect that we would be in here because we're small potatoes and stuff, but one of the funnier things is that they list John Nathan Cordy.
Who's that one?
He's a YouTuber. He's the guy that, like, 6 months ago, people got mad at him because he made a video called "Is JHS Ripping Us Off?" You remember that one?
I don't.
And he tried to make the point that, like, you could slap together a pedal for like $10 that people like JHS sell for like $150, $200, which, you know, JHS responded back to that video and, like, did a whole thing where they broke down, like, no, it's not just the cost of one pedal, because you're buying the components for the whole batch, and it's you can't just think of just pricing for one pedal when you're a company like that. It's broken down in a different way. And, you know, he did a whole thing, and he was very polite about it when he responded. And then John Cordy put out another video apologizing, saying he had it all wrong. And people have still been grilling this guy for months now, even though, like, he does some decent videos. Like, he's a really good guitar player. But he starts off his videos doing, like, a little skit sometimes, like, oh, hey, I'm John Cordy. And in one, he said, and I work for Behringer. And he was joking. But they listed him in his lawsuit as a potential employee of Behringer.
Oh my gosh.
Because they're just trying to cover all their bases, you know, like they're. But yeah, they list, like, listings from the gear page. They show examples of Behringer's other pedals that they've been putting out in the last couple of years that are blatant ripoffs of other things.
That is insane.
So I don't know where this is gonna go, how this is gonna work out. But yeah, they're saying it's a counterfeit. They're comparing the fact that
the Centaur logo.
Their Centaur logo, it just has thinner lines versus the Klon one.
But it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same. The enclosure is much smaller. It's the same shape, but it's much smaller. Now, I think what's going to happen is Behringer's not going to stop making this. I think they're just going to change the name and take the Centaur guy off of it.
They had to take the Centaur guy. You cannot do that.
But I don't think they're gonna stop making it. So Andy the Guitar Geek, they talked about his video, the Pedal Junkie, Anderton's, the 60 Cycle Hum, though, because this one's really funny. Steve, Behringer Centaur, you finally got your mini Klon case. Ryan. And the craziest thing about it, the boldest thing is, like Andy Ferris pointed out, like the balls in Behringer just call this the Centaur. Steve, oh yeah, no. And then Ryan later on, sure. Like, did they need to quote that whole thing? Pedalboards of Doom is quoted here.
Oh my god.
Guitar Stuff Studio, Gear News, the Gear page, bunch of different discussions on there. A Reddit thread, another video on YouTube. I didn't click on any of these, but I don't think we're any of these.
I wouldn't think so.
Federico did his. Oh man, it took us right back to the top page.
No.
We're not going to go any further into it. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see. Yeah, he mentions a bunch of people. I don't know. I think that's all that's going to happen, and I don't know if he's going to get paid from this. Maybe he is hoping to retire off this. I don't know.
No, but I do think at least they need to take that guy off the pedal.
They need to take the centaur
I'm
off.
telling you, take the centaur off.
And okay, I'm gonna, because I know you're not familiar really with like a bunch of like Klon clones, but I'll show you some examples of how other companies have done this in more respectable ways, or ways that are not, breaking the law. I went to AI mode. What is that? The Behringer one's the first one that shows up. All right, here's the Centavo from Warm Audio.
But he doesn't have the guy.
Doesn't have the guy. Same font, same enclosure.
I see a mixed wave Centarium.
There's also this version of the Centavo where it has the Archer, but it's an Archer.
Okay, respectable.
Now, you have the J-Rocket Archer, which is... They have like a little Archer person on as well. Okay. Now the thing is, J-Rocket Audio was actually the manufacturer for the KTR when he first came out with it. They did some of the batches for him. The conspiracy theory from Way Huge, which is, the conspiracy being that like there's goop in the pedal, so like, ooh, what is it? So obviously they're not copyrighted, they're not infringing on the name or anything. I'm
just saying that there's more respectful ways to
the Mythos
go
Mjolnir,
about it.
The Mjolnir from Mythos, like they're all copying like the color of the enclosure and the knobs for the most part.
It's certain aspects, but not all together.
The Wampler Tumnus, which I think is the best name for one of the clones, because Tumnus is from, was it the Chronicles of Narnia?
I think so.
And he's not a centaur. He's a faun. Which I don't know why nobody's called theirs the Minotaur. Because that's like the opposite of the centaur. It's
Horseman.
The New X Horseman, yeah, where he's playing a lute. So it just goes on and on. Like there's a bunch of different clones that are not directly. Completely copying it, but
no.
That's a centaur right there.
That to me is just so disrespectful. I'm sorry.
And then you have shit like this, Demon Effects, which they do counterfeits. They're really shitty looking counterfeits, but like Demon Effects, they have very accurate looking counterfeits of like Walrus Audio and like Keeley pedals and stuff. All right, so yeah, sorry, you were saying if Behringer takes off the little guy,
then it's gonna be the same than the one that you're showing me right now.
Yeah. Except they're still calling theirs Centaur, so they have changed the name, take the guy, and I think that's going to be enough for them to win that lawsuit. It's also a pedal that's been on back order constantly since they announced it. I think Sweetwater might be the only American dealer that you can get it from.
I don't know. I really do think that's really disrespectful.
It is. Here's the Ryra. Theirs is just called the Clone with a K. Clone with a K. And obviously it's you could tell what it is.
Of course.
And there's the KTR, if you haven't seen what the KTR looks like. That's the other Klon pedal. So this is a real Klon.
Okay.
It's not the Centaur, it's the KTR. It's pretty much the same pedal, but it has a switch on the back.
Oh.
Different enclosure, cheaper to manufacture.
Okay.
So I don't know. We're gonna have to watch that over the next couple weeks. But I figure we touch on that because I'm sure that's the thing this week.
The talk in town.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not every day that somebody other than Gibson decides to sue somebody. So Other than that, I think we'll probably call this an early one.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. You got anything else you want to add? Is there any other news that you saw?
No, just that I remember that Keeley has something new coming out.
I know.
I know.
You know, as
I'm
your
so proud of myself.
As your reward.
I also talk about yesterday effects.
You did.
Yeah.
As your reward, you get to pick which one of these we're gonna buy right now.
Oh wow.
What color do you like the best?
I'm gonna remind myself not to
Green?
remind you of new releases.
You like green? You like the blue? You like the yellow?
I'm not a green fan.
You like the yellow?
I'm just talking about the color, not the pedal itself. I've never been a green fan.
We've talked about that before. Like, neither one of us likes green
like
guitars,
anything
unless they're
green.
like an olive green or something. But
any of the
that
other
birch green on that Telecaster I had
are fine, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not really a big fan of that blue.
Really?
Or the red. I don't know. I'd probably go with the orange or the yellow one.
I just think with your pedal board right now, you don't have anything that will go with any of those colors.
Well, I mean,
like it's too bright and your pedal board is too dark.
That'd have to go on the second board. Somehow I've created a second board in the last like 2 weeks. Anyway, everybody, you know, we just wanted to make sure we got an episode out this week and something to distract people from all the craziness going on right now. Yeah. Other than that, I guess we'll wrap it up now.
Okay.
All right, everybody, have a good night. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.
Bye.